We are on the brink of World War III. Our enemies are on the move. Iran has now issued a threat that it will get involved in this war in Israel against Hamas. We just saw our U.S. Navy ship shoot down 15 drones and 4 missiles headed towards Israel. You have Vladimir Putin moving his MiGs into the Black Sea. And what does Joe Biden do? Well, Joe Biden does what he always does. He goes to the beach. Biden in Rehoboth Beach this weekend after a high-stakes week, responding to Israel crisis. That is not where we need an American president sitting on a beach in his lawn chair. The problem is his speech last night was not good, no matter what the Democrats will tell you. It was lily-livered and it was weak-kneed.
The risk of conflict and chaos could spread in other parts of the world, in the Indo-Pacific, in the Middle East, especially in the Middle East. Iran is supporting Russia in Ukraine, and is supporting Hamas and other terrorist groups in the region, and will continue to hold them accountable, I might add.
Look, just under 2 weeks ago, on the Monday after the attacks in Israel, I had called for the United States to strike swiftly against Iran, taking out nuclear facilities, taking out their oil refineries. If we would have done that, we would have put a muzzle on Iran. Except now, thanks to Joe Biden and his weakness and the weakness of this administration, Iran is now talking with an awful lot of bluster, and I believe sending all kinds of weapons into theater for Hamas to use against Israelis and more. Instead of hitting Iran hard, we get this from Joe Biden.
Yesterday, in discussions with the leaders of Israel and Egypt, I secured an agreement for the first shipment of humanitarian assistance from the United Nations to Palestinian civilians in Gaza. If Hamas does not divert or steal these shipments, we're going to provide an opening for sustained delivery of life-saving humanitarian assistance for the Palestinians. As I said in Israel, as hard as it is, we cannot give up on peace. We cannot give up on a two-state solution.
Now is not the time to be talking about a two-state solution when literally you have Islamic jihadists trying to kill Jews on a minute-by-minute basis. Sending aid into Gaza is not going to do anything but feed Hamas. I watched horrific video that I can't even show you here tonight. Hamas digging a ditch, marching blindfolded Palestinians into that ditch and shooting them once they were thrown into the ditch. Why? Because those Palestinians were trying to escape Gaza. That's what we are up against with Hamas, and he wants to send aid in there that will only aid the terrorists. So instead of being realistic about things, what does Joe Biden do? He placates the radical faction of his party. He wants to appease the radical faction of his party. Listen to this.
And I know many of you in the Muslim American community, the Arab American community, the Palestinian American community, and so many others are outraged and hearty, saying to yourselves, here we go again with Islamophobia and distrust we saw after 9/11. We must, without equivocation, denounce anti-Semitism. We must also, without equivocation, denounce Islamophobia.
Islamophobia? That's what you're going to be talking about right now, is Islamophobia? I don't believe we're seeing that in the United States today. Everybody that I know knows there's a difference between someone who practices Islam and someone who's a radical holy warrior jihadist, okay? A terrorist. Stop placating. Start getting tough.